and welcome to Child's Play Slice of Horror, where on this channel we will dissect horror movies, look at behind-the-scenes stories and fun facts of the making of these gems. I've always been a horror fan, and I thought it would be fun to start my own channel where I can talk about everything horror-related. And of course, I needed to do a play on my last name. Today, we are breaking down none other than one of my favorite horror icons, Chucky. We're looking at the Child's Play series. The original Child's Play, released in 1988, versus the Child's Play remake released in 2019. This is not only one of my favorite horror series, but it also has to kind of do with my last name, so it wins by default. Child's Play was originally released in 1988. After the slasher craze had overstayed its welcome, the public got tired of it. They didn't want to see the old trope of the serial killer slashing their way through their body count. Films like Black Christmas, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Friday the 13th franchise, and Maniac made people mad at the genre. In the late 70s and 80s, horror got a bad name. Viewers had spoken and slashers were out. That wasn't until horror got a makeover in a 2-foot-tall killer doll named Chucky. The film was originally written as a satire on how toy companies had started targeting their demographic as children.
Hi, I'm Oscar, and I'm your friend to the end. Heidi-ho! Wow!
We see in the film Andy getting an add-on toolkit that comes along with the doll. Something that you'd have to buy as an accessory, not the actual thing. Something that's become quite common in today's culture. Yes, we're looking at you, Apple. Before the film we know, it was originally going to be called Batteries Not Included. That wasn't until they found out that there was a film being made by Steven Spielberg of the same name. Then it was changed to Blood Bunny. The original concept was that the doll would have a blood pact with the child, and then he would go on to kill people that the child didn't like or had problems with. Something that we've seen kind of similar in the film Megan that was released in 2023. Chucky's look was based primarily off the Cabbage Patch Kids and the My Buddy doll. A lot of people actually believe that Chucky was the downfall of the My Buddy dolls, which were released in 1985. I mean, look at these two side by side. Uncanny. The use of practical effects in this film were great. Before CGI, they were using animatronics, little people, or even children doubling as Chucky. The film Gremlins, which came out 4 years prior, showed that animatronics were in a good spot, well enough to do a film like this. Child's Play 1988 was written by Don Mancini, John Lafia, and Tom Holland, as well as directed by Tom Holland. No, not that Tom Holland. Child's Play 1988 follows young Andy Barclay and his mother Karen Barclay, played by Alex Vincent and Catherine Hicks respectively, as they unknowingly bring a recently deceased serial killer, resurrected in a kid's doll, into their home, kicking off a fight for their lives as they try to thwart his efforts to possess Andy's body, while no one believes them that this doll has malicious intent. Brad Dourif plays Charles Lee Ray, a notorious serial killer whose name is, interestingly enough, based off of Charles Manson, Lee Harvey Oswald, who assassinated JFK, and James Earl Ray, who assassinated Martin Luther King. After a shootout with the police in a toy store, he is gunned down. But before he can die, he transfers his soul into a good guy's doll, Chucky. Brad Dourif also voices Chucky, perfectly, might I add, with the right blend of menace and comedy.
You stupid bitch, you filthy slut!
Granted, most of the comedy is left to the other sequels, but we'll save that for another video. I like that the film used elements of loneliness and misguided trust. The paranoia and the isolation that little Andy felt when he was trying to convince the adults in the film that these murders were actually his doll. It's relatable. It makes sense as just chalking it to kids' imagination and nothing more. Kids do say the darndest things.
You hear that, Chucky?
This allowed Chucky to carry out these kills in some awesome POVs as well. Child's Play 2019, which was written by Tyler Burton Smith and directed by Lars Klevberg, pretty much played out the exact same with the family dynamic. Gabriel Bateman, not related to Jason Bateman, plays Andy, and Aubrey Plaza plays Karen. The main difference in the 2019 version is the age of Andy. In the remake, he is much older than he is in the original, which adds a different dynamic. In the original, he's alone, isolated, trying to figure out what's happening to his doll. No one's believing him. He's trying to convince his mom, the police officer, anyone who could listen, but no one does. In the 2019 version, Andy meets similar-aged friends in his building. They become kind of his posse, something that kind of reminded me a lot of It, which is, funny enough, produced by the same people here. It just didn't have that same isolation and paranoia that I felt in the original surrounding Andy. Felt that it was much more effective done in the 1988 one. As for Chucky in this version, he's quite different than the original. He's voiced here by Mark Hamill, who's known best for voicing the Joker in the animated Batman series and many other iterations. An amazing voice actor. He's also well known for playing Luke Skywalker in the original Star Wars as well. And while I don't really think anyone else can voice Chucky like Brad Dourif does, Mark Hamill takes a pretty good stab at it.
Good night, Andy.
It is big shoes to fill after all, and he does a really good job with what he's given, but it just doesn't have that same effect as the 1988 version. Brad Dourif's Chucky is just on another level. In this version, there's also no serial killer voodoo type of stuff. It's a little bit more straightforward than that. In this one, Chucky is made because a disgruntled worker at the factory where he is being made overrides his safety protocol. He's then shipped off and lands in Andy's possession, much like how it happened in the original with his mother buying it out of store and desperate. Chucky in the remake is much more advanced, connecting with the app to be booted up, being able to control other electronics, other dolls. He's essentially a pissed off Alexa in this. Similar to the movie Megan that way, although I feel Megan pulls it off more effectively than here. They lean more heavily into the comedy in this one, and just a lighter tone in general, I feel. Chucky just had a much more menacing presence in the 1988 version. In this one, he looks much more groomed and not as threatening. It's not that I don't like the 2019 version, it's just that I feel the 1988 has much more rewatchability. I've seen that one countless times. I've only seen the 2019 one maybe once or twice, and while it does get bonus points for having Aubrey Plaza, it still doesn't come out on top for me. So when it comes down to it, between the two movies, I think the 1988 version of Chucky is the more deadly one. While the 2019 one is still a fun watch and has its moments, it just can't seem to measure up to its predecessor, at 2 feet tall.
This is the end, friend.
Well, that's it for this video. So if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe and let me know in the comments what horror movie I should do next. Thanks for watching, and remember, we all go a little mad sometimes.